So some interesting information has kind of come across the desk today. I don't want to talk about it. And I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking here. So when we break down a trade deadline and we start looking at trade partners, there's a lot of different avenues that these trades get pulled off, right? There's a lot of different things that you need to look at. And some things that people pay attention more of than others, or people pay attention to more of than others. And the thing that I'm going to pay attention to this Sunday is something that I want you guys to be aware of too. And that's why the Lions have to make a decision before the 1 p.m. time slot this Sunday. Just like the thumbnail says, the Lions have to make their decision before 1 p.m. And the reason why is kind of simple, right? It kind of makes sense to me. But if you look at the trade partners that the Lions are slated to deal with, and now there's another one, the Colts, and I'm going to talk about that one tonight. That'll come out around 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. That a lot of these teams play at the 1 p.m. time slot this weekend. So when you watch these games, or if you pay attention to these games like we normally don't on Sunday, but we will this weekend, let's go ahead and take a look at who's a healthy scratch or who's not playing, who's not in the game. It doesn't make a bit of sense for any of these teams that are looking to offload some players to risk an injury the night before the trade deadline. But it gets a little bit deeper than that. And I want to know in the comments from your perspective, are you guys thinking the Lions are buyers, sellers, or both? Because what I'm about to say next, I'm clearly in the both category. I think that someone's going to get moved. I don't want to see it happen, but I think that there's a player that the Lions are probably using as bait right now for a trade. And that player's name is Charles Harris. There is no reason in the world why your number 3 leader in pressures, a captain of your team, is a healthy scratch versus Baltimore. A game where he was needed, big time. But the only thing that comes to mind is that some sort of inner working was already established with another team in a possible trade. That's the only thing that makes sense for Charles Harris sitting out versus Baltimore. And now you have the 1 p.m. time slot, where a lot of these teams are going to be playing. And let me just take a look at the schedule real quick. I don't normally do this during a video, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look just because. Give me just a second here. Let's dive into it. So 1 p.m., you have the Eagles and the Commanders, and the Commanders are a big football target, potential trade partner with the Lions. As we reported yesterday, all of these things coming out of Washington's beat writers camp, that there's active conversations going on between Brad Holmes and Washington for some pretty big names. If you look at the next game that has potential ramifications, the Falcons and the Titans, Derrick Henry's name's been flying around. The next 1 p.m. game, the Colts and the Saints. The Colts are now a potential trade partner with the Lions after a name that just came out today. The next one after that, Texans and the Panthers. Brian Burns. So just with those few games, you have plenty to look for. So let's pay attention on this Sunday. If we see players that are healthy scratched, if we see players that are sitting, even though they're in the game and they're sitting, there's a reason for it. Those players are probably going to get moved. And I think a lot of us, like myself, that pay attention to these types of things can see right through it. And I'm sure Brad Holmes knows exactly what everyone's going to be looking for on this Sunday. It's kind of weird that we have a trade deadline the day after a game. I don't remember it happening before in recent history, but I'm pretty sure it has, but I just can't remember when. But that kind of throws a wrench into things because the Lions play on Monday night. So they can't make a trade, after the game. I mean, they could, but the trade deadline, oh no, they can't because the trade deadline ends at 4. So they have to do what they have to do on Sunday before these teams suit up their roster and before they put all their game designations in, 90 minutes before the game. So I'm going to be looking at 11 a.m., 10:30, and see what comes across for the game designations for all these other teams. I'm giving away a little secret here. Use it, check it out, and then go to Rock Down Detroit Lions on Facebook and tell us what you found. Visit us there, but visit us in the comments below. Tell us, hey, Lions buyers, sellers, or both? Because I don't think we're standing pat. I think there's too much information out there. These Lions are way too close to making a run. And some of these bigger football teams, the Chiefs, the Eagles, they may not be as good as advertised. I mean, the Eagles got a great team. Chiefs have a great team, but they're beatable. And if the Lions do the right thing by 1 p.m. this Sunday, that's going to make them all that more beatable. So anyway, that's the big news for tonight. Again, I'd love to know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you think the Lions are buyers, sellers, or both? And before I go, this channel is supported and sponsored by all of you that are watching right now. And I would really appreciate if you do me the favor and look below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're new, we're on our way, we're having fun. We want you to come along with us. So until next time, please do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Send it to a friend or a foe if they don't like the Lions. That's kind of fun, right? And we'll see you next time. So go One Pride. Go Detroit Lions. Take care.